Hello guys, this is the next part of What If Naruto Was God of Destruction. I try to make this long as possible. I hope you like this idea. More what ifs are coming. If you like this story, please subscribe and like. Okay, here we go. Okay, where we left. Naruto and Jiraiya traveled to the village where Tsunade was living, just as they did in the original storyline. Their meeting with Tsunade unfolded similarly to canon. However, this time, Naruto was much stronger and managed to best Tsunade in their heated confrontation. Following the encounter, Jiraiya revealed everything about Naruto's unique status and immense potential. This revelation piqued Tsunade's interest, as she realized the enormity of Naruto's role and his destiny. Meanwhile, Orochimaru, already weakened and unable to move effectively, was in no condition to execute any significant plans. His forces, along with Kabuto, had suffered heavy losses, leaving him to retreat and bide his time for recovery. The Tsunade arc progressed as it normally would, with the group encountering Shizune and witnessing Tsunade's addiction to gambling. They also came across the village's hidden struggles, including the use of harmful drugs to exploit shinobi. During their journey, they had a chance meeting with Orochimaru, who, upon seeing Naruto's extraordinary power firsthand, was struck with fear. Orochimaru instantly fled, not even attempting to fight. The sight of Naruto, radiating a power he could not comprehend, cemented his retreat. Afterward, Tsunade healed Rock Lee and several injured shinobi from Konoha, showcasing her exceptional medical skills. With renewed determination and at Hiruzen Sarutobi's heartfelt plea, Tsunade finally agreed to become the fifth Hokage. Her acceptance marked a pivotal moment for the village, as her leadership promised new hope. Naruto, however, was contemplating his future. He informed Jiraiya and the trusted few, Kakashi, Hiruzen, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, about his true nature and responsibilities. It was a secret known only to them. Naruto was not just a shinobi of Konoha. He was destined for a far greater role. With his godly duties awaiting him, he decided to leave the village and fulfill his responsibilities. Before his departure, Naruto had a heartfelt conversation with Jiraiya. He expressed gratitude for everything his mentor had done for him and assured Jiraiya that this was not goodbye forever. Naruto promised to return one day stronger and more capable than ever. In the village, Sasuke Uchiha was enraged upon learning about Naruto's departure. He confronted Kakashi demanding answers. Why isn't Naruto in the village? Why isn't he in Team 7 anymore? He asked angrily. Kakashi, withholding the true reason, simply replied, Naruto will no longer be part of Team 7. Don't expect him to return. This is under direct orders from the Hokage. Frustrated and feeling betrayed, Sasuke's anger grew. He couldn't comprehend why Naruto, whom he viewed as a rival, was no longer present. The void left by Naruto's absence further fueled Sasuke's desire for power, setting him on a darker path. Meanwhile, Naruto dedicated himself entirely to his godly duties. Under the guidance of Meruz, he trained relentlessly in a secluded realm, far away from the elemental nations. This training was unlike anything he had experienced before. Meruz pushed Naruto to his limits, helping him unlock the latent potential within him. Naruto's resolve was unshakable. The godly powers he possessed required mastery, and he was determined to achieve it. He worked tirelessly to awaken the full potential of his God of Destruction mode, a transformation that amplified his strength, speed, and energy control to unimaginable levels. Every moment spent training brought him closer to understanding his divine role and the responsibilities it entailed. The training was grueling, but Naruto's progress was extraordinary. He surpassed each milestone with determination, his mind focused on the future. Naruto understood that his newfound powers were not just for himself but for the greater good of the universe. The intense training and divine energy began to shape him into a formidable force, a true god of destruction. As Naruto's strength grew, so did his sense of purpose. He realized that his connection to the elemental nations was no longer as vital as it once was. While he cherished his bonds with those he left behind, he knew that his duties as a god transcended personal relationships. Naruto's transformation into a godly being was not just physical but also mental. His outlook on life and the universe evolved as he embraced his destiny. With each passing day, he honed his abilities, preparing himself for the challenges that lay ahead. The villagers of Konoha, unaware of Naruto's true identity, speculated about his sudden departure. Rumors spread, but none came close to the truth. Only the trusted few, Kakashi, Hiruzen, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, knew the reality, and they vowed to keep it a secret to protect Naruto and the village. Naruto's journey as a god was just beginning, but he was ready to face whatever challenges awaited him. His departure marked the start of a new chapter, one where he would rise as a protector and a destroyer, wielding the power of a god of destruction with wisdom and purpose. And during the time Naruto spends some time to take rest and sleep, but not to the level of Beerus. He spends more time to learn about other universe, and he asked about that to Beerus. He told about Tournament of Power and Z-Fires in Universe 7. Hearing about Goku and his Ultra Instinct, which makes Naruto curious to learn and meet his Goku guy. Then Naruto decided to meet this Goku person in future. Later, Naruto learned more about the Otsutsuki clan and their illegal way to gain power, destroying planets and other stuff. He wanted to investigate more of their kind. Meru's pretty much told everything he sees in his staff. He told how the chakra originated from the planet. The person named Kagaya Otsutsuki spread the chakra fruit. Later she got corrupted and her sons sealed her in the moon and other stuff. He decided to investigate more about them. Now Naruto wanted to meet those Otsutsuki clans and warn them about their illegal method to gain chakra fruit. They destroy the planet or conquer them, which is evil intentions. He decided to meet this Otsutsuki king. Time skip. Naruto stepped onto the vast, crystalline surface of the Otsutsuki homeworld. The sky shimmered with hues of gold and silver, and towering spires jutted into the heavens. Each structure radiated an otherworldly energy, pulsating with power. Naruto's presence caused an immediate stir. The Otsutsuki Council convened in their grand hall, their leader, King Tsukuyama, sitting atop a throne carved from a massive chakra fruit. His robes were embroidered with patterns of galaxies, his eyes glowing with an ancient, arrogant light. Naruto walked in, his aura calm yet commanding. Who dares tread upon the sacred grounds of the Otsutsuki? King Tsukuyama's voice echoed through the hall. Naruto stopped a few feet from the throne, his blue eyes sharp. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, a god of the new era. I've come to talk about your clan's ways, the destruction, the greed, and the chaos you sow across the universes. It ends now. The council erupted in murmurs, but Tsukuyama raised a hand, silencing them. He leaned forward, a smirk playing on his lips. You're bold, mortal, to speak of ending the ways of the Otsutsuki. Do you even comprehend the depth of our existence? Naruto crossed his arms. Oh, I understand. You destroy planets, steal their life force, and call it your birthright. I've seen enough to know you're nothing more than parasites. Parasites? Tsukuyama's voice darkened, his smirk fading. We are gods, cultivators of power. The weak exist to serve the strong. Such is the law of the cosmos. Naruto's expression hardened. That's where you're wrong. True strength comes from protecting, not destroying. I've fought beings like you before. They all thought they were invincible and they all fell. I'm here to warn you, change your ways or face the consequences. The council members laughed, their voices echoing mockingly. You think you can threaten us? One of them sneered. You're but a single being against the might of the Otsutsuki Empire. Naruto sighed, his patience thinning. I didn't come to fight, but if you force my hand you'll regret it. Tsukuyama rose from his throne, his towering form casting a long shadow. Enough of this insolence. Guards. Hundreds of Otsutsuki warriors materialized, their armor gleaming like starlight, their weapons humming with chakra energy. They surrounded Naruto, their movements synchronized like a single organism. Surrender now or be annihilated, one of the commanders barked. Naruto tilted his head, his hands slipping into his pockets. You guys are really going to make me do this, huh? The soldiers charged, their attacks coordinated and precise. Blades of energy slashed toward Naruto, spheres of concentrated chakra hurled with deadly intent. Naruto didn't move for a moment, letting the attacks close in. Then, in the blink of an eye, he vanished, leaving afterimages in his wake. The soldiers' attacks collided with empty space, creating explosions that rocked the hall. Reappearing behind the commander, Naruto tapped him lightly on the shoulder. "Missed me?" Before the commander could react, Naruto unleashed a pulse of energy, sending him and several others flying. He moved through the crowd effortlessly, disarming and incapacitating the soldiers without breaking a sweat. "Come on," Naruto said, his tone almost playful. "You've got to have something better than this." One by one the soldiers fell, their weapons shattered, their pride bruised. Naruto didn't kill them. He didn't need to. His overwhelming power was enough to make a point. Within minutes, the once mighty force lay scattered and defeated. Naruto turned back to the throne. "Still think I'm just a mortal?" Tsukuyama descended from his throne, his aura flaring with unbridled power. The ground trembled beneath his feet, and the air grew heavy with his presence. "You've proven yourself formidable," Tsukuyama admitted, his tone grudging. "But you're a fool to challenge me." Naruto smirked. "Let's find out." The two clashed, their first blow sending shockwaves through the hall. Tsukuyama wielded a massive scythe, its blade crackling with energy, while Naruto relied on his speed and precision. Each strike from the king could cleave mountains, but Naruto dodged them with ease, countering with devastating blows of his own. "You're strong," Naruto admitted, deflecting a swing of the scythe with a flick of his wrist. "But strength without purpose is meaningless," Tsukuyama roared, unleashing a torrent of energy. Naruto countered with a massive ki blast, the two attacks colliding in a blinding explosion. When the dust settled, Tsukuyama was on his knees, his scythe shattered. Naruto hovered above him, a ball of concentrated energy glowing in his palm. "This is your last chance. End your clan's destructive ways, or I'll end them for you." Tsukuyama sneered, refusing to yield. "The Otsutsuki will never bow to anyone." Naruto sighed. "Have it your way." He released the energy, obliterating Tsukuyama in a single blinding flash. The throne room fell silent, the remaining Otsutsuki staring in shock and fear. Naruto turned to Merus, who stood quietly in the background. "Revive the timeline. Let them see what happens when they defy me." Merus nodded, raising his staff. Time rewound, the destruction undone, but the memory of it remained vivid in every Otsutsuki's mind. Naruto addressed the gathered clan. "This is your second chance. Use it wisely. If I hear of your clan destroying another planet, there won't be a third." The Otsutsuki fell to their knees, their defiance shattered. "We understand, Lord Naruto. We will change our ways." Naruto's gaze swept over them, his expression stern. "Good. Remember this day." He turned to Merus. "Let's go." As they left the planet, Naruto glanced back. "They'll think twice before causing trouble again." Merus smiled faintly. "You've done more than just warn them. You've shown them what true power looks like." Naruto nodded. "And I'll be watching. Always." The Otsutsuki's decision and Naruto's new focus. The Otsutsuki clan, shaken to their core after witnessing Naruto's overwhelming power, made a unanimous decision to avoid crossing paths with this god of destruction. Even the most arrogant among them knew better than to provoke the wrath of a being who could obliterate their king and reset time itself. However, during this pivotal incident, three notable members of their clan, Momoshiki, Kinshiki, and Urashiki, remained unaware of what had transpired. They were on a distant mission, far removed from the events that reshaped the Otsutsuki's stance on their conquests. Naruto, on the other hand, was not one to rest. Unlike other gods of destruction who often basked in their authority and let time pass idly, Naruto constantly sought to grow stronger. His unparalleled curiosity and drive led him to train tirelessly, even when there seemed to be no immediate threat. But after weeks of pushing himself, he found himself bored. Even the most challenging routines felt monotonous. To break the monotony, Naruto decided to revisit his roots, specifically his bond with his old mentor, Jiraiya. A reunion with Jiraiya. Naruto transported himself back to the mortal realm, searching for his beloved sensei. Despite being a god now, Naruto retained his down-to-earth nature and cherished the people who shaped him. He located Jiraiya sitting under a tree, notebook in hand, scribbling furiously. "Still writing your research, ha Aro-senin?" Naruto called out with a smirk. Jiraiya froze for a moment, then turned, his face lighting up with surprise and joy. "Naruto. You brat, is that really you?" Naruto chuckled and walked over, his presence radiating both warmth and overwhelming power. "It's me, sensei. A lot's happened since we last saw each other." The two exchanged a hearty embrace, and Jiraiya pulled back to examine Naruto. "You look different, stronger, more refined. Don't tell me you've turned into some kind of super sage." Naruto laughed. "Something like that. Let's grab some food and I'll tell you everything." At the food stall. They headed to a small food stall, a familiar place that reminded Naruto of his days in Konoha. Naruto ordered a ridiculous amount of food, his appetite as enormous as ever. As the plates piled up, Jiraiya listened intently to Naruto's story. Naruto explained his journey to becoming a god of destruction, his encounters with the Otsutsuki clan, and the immense responsibilities he now bore. Jiraiya whistled, shaking his head in amazement. "You've really gone and outdone yourself, kid. I knew you were destined for greatness, but a god of destruction? That's something else." Naruto grinned sheepishly. "It's a lot to handle, but I've got good people around me. And I make time for the things that matter, like catching up with you." Jiraiya smiled warmly, pride evident in his eyes. "You've become everything I hoped for and more, Naruto. I'm proud of you." Naruto's heart swelled at the words. Despite his divine status, the approval of his mentor still meant the world to him. Meeting King Enma. After spending time with Jiraiya, Naruto felt a deep yearning to reconnect with his parents. With his newfound powers and authority, he knew it was within his grasp. He traveled to the realm of souls, a place where departed spirits lingered under the watchful eye of King Enma. The towering, imposing figure of King Enma greeted Naruto with a mix of curiosity and respect. "Uzumaki Naruto," Enma rumbled. "What brings a god of destruction to my realm?" Naruto bowed slightly, showing his respect. "King Enma, I've come to request your permission to summon the souls of my parents, Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. I wish to bring them to my world for a time." Enma stroked his long beard thoughtfully. "Your request is unusual even for someone of your stature. However, given your deeds and authority, I see no reason to deny you. Their souls have been at peace, but they will be honored to see you again." Naruto smiled, gratitude in his eyes. "Thank you." Summoning Minato and Kushina. Naruto returned to his planet and stood atop a cliff overlooking the lush landscapes he had cultivated. With a nod to Meruz, he gave the command. "Meruz, summon my parents' souls to this world." Meruz raised his staff, and a portal of shimmering light opened before them. Moments later, two figures stepped through, Minato, his Hokage cloak billowing, and Kushina, her fiery red hair vibrant as ever. At first, their faces were filled with confusion. Then their eyes fell on Naruto and emotions flooded their expressions. Joy, disbelief, and overwhelming love. "Mom? Dad?" Naruto's voice was thick with emotion as he stepped forward. "Is it really you, Naruto?" Kushina whispered, tears streaming down her face. Minato's voice trembled. "You've grown so much. You're incredible." Naruto embraced them both, the three of them holding each other tightly. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Explaining everything. Naruto brought his parents to his home, a magnificent palace surrounded by vibrant fields and crystal-clear lakes. Over the course of several hours, he explained everything. His journey, his battles, and his rise to godhood. At first, Minato and Kushina were stunned into silence. Then came the shock of learning that Naruto not only had immense power but also an entire planet under his care. You're a god?" Minato stammered. "And you have your own planet?" Kushina exclaimed before promptly fainting. Naruto caught her, chuckling nervously. "Yeah, that part might take some getting used to." When Kushina came to, the family continued their conversation. As the reality of the situation sank in, pride replaced their shock. "You've done so much, Naruto," Minato said, his voice filled with awe. "You've surpassed every expectation we could have ever had." Kushina wiped her tears, a wide smile on her face. "We're so proud of you, my little boy. You've become everything we dreamed you'd be." Meeting Kurama. During their time on the planet, Minato and Kushina were reunited with Kurama, the Nine-Tails. Naruto led them to a serene valley where the great fox rested. Kurama greeted them with a nod, his tone gruff but respectful. "It's been a long time, Minato." Kushina. The couple approached him, memories of their shared history flooding back. Despite the pain Kurama had caused them in the past, there was no hostility, only understanding and a sense of closure. "We owe you an apology, Kurama," Minato said. "We never truly understood you back then." Kurama huffed. "And I owe you one as well. Naruto changed me just as he changed the world. You should be proud of him." "We are," Kushina said, smiling. A new home. Naruto offered his parents a place to stay on his planet, ensuring they could live there peacefully for as long as they wished. Kushina's eyes sparkled as she looked around. "We'd love to stay, Naruto. This place, it feels like home." Minato placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. "Thank you, son. You've given us more than we could have ever hoped for." Naruto grinned. "It's the least I can do. We're a family after all." As the days passed, the family grew closer, enjoying the peace and happiness they had long been denied. For Naruto, having his parents by his side was a dream come true, a testament to how far he had come and how much he still cherished the bonds that shaped him. And so, in the tranquil beauty of his world, Naruto finally found a sense of fulfillment, surrounded by the love and pride of the family he had always longed for. 3 years passed, during which Naruto mastered his full potential as a god of destruction. Through rigorous training, he perfected his Hokkai mode and other divine techniques. Despite his intense focus on growth, Naruto found time to bond with his parents, Kushina and Minato. The Uzumaki family spent countless joyful moments together, creating memories Naruto had always dreamed of. In this period, Naruto encountered Universe 7's warriors, Goku, Vegeta, and Beerus. Beerus, initially shocked that someone so young had ascended to godhood, observed Naruto with a mix of curiosity and respect. Meanwhile, Goku's excitement was instant, and the two quickly became friends. Their shared love for fighting led to an impromptu sparring session. Despite Naruto's immense power, he realized he was still no match for the Scion's level of mastery and strength. Inspired by Goku's endless drive to improve and Vegeta's fierce determination, Naruto set a new goal, to one day match their prowess. Over meals and conversations, the trio exchanged stories of their journeys, forming a camaraderie that transcended universes. Naruto's resolve only deepened, his path now illuminated by the example of these Scion warriors who embodied the spirit of endless growth. Naruto took a rare break from his intense training and responsibilities as a god of destruction to visit some of the most important people in his life. His free time, though scarce, was precious to him, and he used it to reconnect with Jiraiya, the third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi, Tsunade, and Kakashi. Naruto arrived unannounced as he often did, walking into the Hokage's office where Tsunade was arguing with Shizune over paperwork. Kakashi was leaning against the wall, as relaxed as ever, his single visible eye narrowing in surprise as Naruto entered. "Naruto!" Tsunade exclaimed, her tone a mix of relief and frustration. "You're not going to show up just to cause more trouble, are you?" Naruto chuckled. "Nah, Bachan, I'm here to catch up. It's been a while, hasn't it?" Before Tsunade could retort, Jiraiya burst into the room with his usual flamboyance. "Naruto, you brat. Finally decided to grace us with your presence, huh?" Naruto smirked. "Ero Sennin, you're as loud as ever." Hiruzen, who had been sitting quietly at the corner of the room, observed the reunion with a warm smile. "Naruto, it's good to see you. I hear you've been busy?" Naruto scratched the back of his head. "Yeah, you could say that. I've got a lot to tell you guys." Curiosity lit up Kakashi's eye as he straightened from his position. "What could be more surprising than the last time you visited Naruto?" Naruto grinned mischievously. "Oh, trust me, sensei, this one's big." He began recounting his journey, leaving out no detail about his rise to becoming a god of destruction, his battles, his training, and his encounters with the Otsutsuki clan. As he spoke, the room fell silent, each of his listeners processing the sheer magnitude of what he had achieved. "You're telling me," Tsunade said slowly, "that you're not just some high-level shinobi now, but an actual god? A god of destruction?" Naruto nodded casually as if it were the most normal thing in the world. "Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility, but I'm managing." Kakashi's visible eye widened slightly. "Naruto, I always knew you'd do something incredible, but this is beyond anything I could have imagined." Hiruzen, on the other hand, leaned forward, his gaze sharp and analytical. "And you've mentioned that you can undo events, even bringing back those who are no longer with us?" Naruto hesitated for a moment before nodding. "That's right. Actually, that brings me to something else. I've already used my powers to revive my parents. They're living with me on my planet now." The room fell into stunned silence. "You revived Minato and Kushina?" Tsunade finally asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Yup," Naruto said with a wide grin. "It wasn't easy convincing King Enma, but I managed. They're doing great. They're even getting along with Kurama now." Hiruzen's jaw dropped slightly, a rare display of shock from the composed former Hokage. "Naruto, you truly are remarkable. To bring your family back and give them a second chance." Before he could finish, Jiraiya slammed his hands on the table, his expression a mix of disbelief and excitement. Wait. You're telling me Minato is alive? Right now?" Naruto nodded. "Yeah, Ero-sennin. He's alive and so is my mom. I can take you all to meet them if you want." Jiraiya's usual bravado faltered, and for a moment, a glimmer of emotion crossed his face. I'd like that," he said quietly. Kakashi, who had been silent up to this point, finally spoke, his voice uncharacteristically shaky. "Naruto, you mean I can see Sensei again?" Naruto placed a reassuring hand on Kakashi's shoulder. "Yeah, Kakashi-sensei. You can." Tsunade, though still stunned, leaned back and exhaled deeply. "Well, Naruto, you've certainly outdone yourself. I'd like to meet them too. If we're all going, that is." Naruto smiled. "Alright then. Meruz, can you bring us to my world?" In an instant, Meruz appeared, his serene presence filling the room. With a wave of his staff, a glowing portal opened before them. One by one they stepped through, emerging onto Naruto's planet, a breathtaking expanse of beauty and tranquility. Jiraiya, Hiruzen, Tsunade, and Kakashi were immediately struck by the sheer magnificence of the place. Rolling fields, crystal-clear lakes, and vibrant forests stretched as far as the eye could see. "Naruto," Jiraiya said, his voice thick with emotion. This is your world?" "Yup," Naruto said proudly. "Pretty cool, huh?" As they marveled at their surroundings, two figures approached from a nearby hill. Minato and Kushina walked hand in hand, their expressions lighting up when they saw Naruto and his companions. Jiraiya froze. His eyes widened and his usually boisterous demeanor melted away. "Minato?" he whispered. Minato smiled warmly. "Jiraiya-sensei. It's been a long time." Jiraiya took a shaky step forward before enveloping Minato in a bear hug. "You idiot. You didn't even tell me you were back." Minato chuckled. "I just got here, sensei. Blame Naruto." Kushina's face softened into a warm smile. "It's nice to meet you all. Thank you for looking after my son." Kakashi stepped forward, his gaze locked on Minato. "Sensei." Minato turned, his expression filled with pride. "Kakashi. You've grown so much." Kakashi's composure finally broke and he gave Minato a deep bow. "It's an honor to see you again, sensei." The group spent hours catching up, exchanging stories and memories. Jiraiya couldn't stop teasing Minato about his early days, and Kushina quickly bonded with Tsunade over their shared fiery tempers. Hiruzen watched it all with a content smile, his heart full as he observed the connections Naruto had built. It was clear to him that Naruto had not only surpassed every expectation but had also become a beacon of hope and unity. As the sun began to set on Naruto's world, Jiraiya pulled him aside. "Naruto," he said, his voice uncharacteristically serious. "You've become more than I ever imagined. You've given us all something we thought we'd lost: family, hope, and a chance to heal. I'm proud of you, kid." Naruto smiled, his heart swelling with gratitude. Thanks, Ero-senin. That means a lot coming from you. For Naruto, this day was another reminder of why he fought so hard, why he trained, why he protected. It wasn't just about power or duty. It was about the people he loved and the bonds that made life worth living. Time skip. Naruto had been observing the lives of his friends and the people of Earth from afar, often relying on Kurama to monitor the world through the mystical orb he had given the fox to cure his boredom. One day, Kurama noticed something unusual. His brother, Shikaku the One-Tail, was being forcibly extracted and sealed into a grotesque entity that Kurama instantly recognized as the Gedo statue. Though Kurama and Shikaku had their differences, seeing his brother subjected to such a fate shocked and enraged him. Kurama wasted no time informing Naruto, who immediately sought out Meruz. "Meruz, we need to go to the Hokage's office right now," Naruto said with urgency. Meruz complied without hesitation, teleporting them directly into the room where Tsunade was working through a mountain of paperwork. Tsunade looked up startled. "Naruto? What's the meaning of this?" Naruto's expression was serious. "Tsunade, what's going on? Why is there a mission involving Gaara and Shikaku? Why wasn't I informed?" Tsunade hesitated, then sighed. Team 7 was sent on a mission to rescue Gaara. Akatsuki captured him and they're extracting Shikaku. I didn't call you because I assumed they could handle it. Naruto's eyes narrowed. You should have told me. This isn't just some mission, it's a threat to the balance of the world. Without another word, he turned to Meruz. Take me to their location. Moments later, Naruto appeared in the middle of the battlefield, shocking Team 7 and Team Guy. Kakashi, Sakura, Sai, Neji, and Lee all stared at him in disbelief. "Naruto?" Kakashi said, his usual calm demeanor shaken. "What are you doing here?" Sasuke, who had been with the group during this mission, glared at Naruto with cold hatred. Over the years, his jealousy and resentment toward Naruto had festered, and now it burned brightly. "So you finally show up," Sasuke spat. "What? Too busy playing God to bother with your friends?" Naruto ignored him, his attention focused on the massive boulder blocking their path. Without a word, he raised a hand and tapped the boulder lightly. The enormous rock shattered into dust, leaving everyone speechless. Sasuke's anger grew as he clenched his fists. "Don't ignore me, Naruto," he shouted. Naruto glanced at him, his expression unreadable. "Sasuke, this isn't the time." With that, Naruto stepped through the newly created opening and entered the cave where Gaara's lifeless body lay, surrounded by Deidara and Sasori. The two Akatsuki members turned toward him, their expressions ranging from surprise to amusement. Well, Deidara said, smirking. "Another one to add to our collection." Naruto's gaze was cold and unyielding. "You've made a grave mistake," he said, his voice echoing with an otherworldly power. Before Deidara or Sasori could react, Naruto moved with blinding speed. In an instant, Deidara was disintegrated by a Hakai blast, leaving only dust in his wake. Sasori barely had time to raise his puppets before Naruto crushed them effortlessly. With a single motion, Naruto destroyed Sasori's heart container, ending the battle before it had even begun. Outside the cave, Team 7 and Team Guy felt the overwhelming surge of power radiating from within. "What is going on in there?" Neji muttered, his Byakugan activated. Kakashi shook his head. "I don't know, but this isn't the Naruto we used to know." Moments later, Naruto emerged from the cave carrying Gaara's lifeless body. He walked past the stunned group, placing Gaara gently on the ground. "Sakura," Naruto said, his voice firm but kind. "Do what you can to heal him." Sakura nodded, her hands glowing with chakra as she worked to stabilize Gaara's body. Naruto stood by, his expression unreadable. As time passed, it became clear that Sakura's efforts weren't enough. Gaara's body showed no signs of life, and the atmosphere grew heavy with despair. Temari and Kankuro, who had joined the group earlier, watched helplessly, their grief palpable. He's gone," Sakura whispered, her voice trembling. Kankuro clenched his fists. "No, there has to be something we can do." Naruto took a deep breath and stepped forward. "There is," he said simply. Everyone turned to him, confused. Before they could question him, Naruto raised a hand and Meruz appeared beside him. "Meruz," Naruto said, "revive Gaara?" The group stared at Naruto as if he had lost his mind. Sasuke scoffed, his tone dripping with sarcasm. "Revive him? What kind of nonsense are you spouting now?" Naruto ignored him, focusing on Meruz, who nodded and raised his staff. A brilliant light enveloped Gaara's body, and within moments his chest rose as he took a deep, gasping breath. Gaara's eyes fluttered open, and he looked around in confusion. "Naruto," he said weakly. Temari and Kankuro stared in disbelief before rushing to their brother's side. "Gaara?" Temari cried, tears streaming down her face. The rest of the group was frozen in shock. Kakashi was the first to speak. "Naruto, how is this possible?" Naruto shrugged. "Let's just say I have a few tricks up my sleeve." Sasuke's fury boiled over. "You're lying. This has to be some kind of illusion." Naruto finally turned to Sasuke, his expression calm but firm. "Believe what you want, Sasuke. But I don't have time for your tantrums right now." Sasuke gritted his teeth, his hatred for Naruto reaching a breaking point. "You think you're so much better than everyone else, don't you?" Naruto didn't respond. Instead, he knelt beside Gaara, placing a hand on his friend's shoulder. "Gaara, you're safe now. The Akatsuki won't bother you again?" Gaara looked into Naruto's eyes and nodded, understanding more than anyone else what had transpired. Naruto's voice echoed in his mind through telepathy, explaining everything. His role as a god of destruction, his powers, and his mission to protect those he cared about. "I understand, Naruto," Gaara said softly, his voice filled with gratitude. Naruto stood and turned to the others. "My job here is done. Take care of Gaara." Before anyone could respond, Naruto and Meruz vanished, leaving the group in stunned silence. As they processed what had just happened, Kakashi shook his head. "Naruto, what have you become?" Temari and Kankuro looked at each other, their expressions a mix of relief and awe. Gaara, though weak, managed a small smile. "He's still the same Naruto, just stronger?" The others could only stand in silence, their minds racing with questions. But one thing was clear, Naruto was no longer just a shinobi. He was something far greater, and his actions would leave a mark on the world forever. Okay guys, I am ending this part here. Soon I will end this series and we will get new series. Until next time.